I want to hear it. No. I need to hear it.
I know this song.
I actually need to hear it. Go.
No, it says Jambo bwana, habari gani, Missouri sana, Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
He's just taken me back 30 years.
So what is that with
Where
translation?
were you for the last 41 episodes?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark Podcast, episode 42.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Before we begin, boys, we have to welcome our special guest of honor, Shaykh, legend, the man himself, the man behind the scenes, the man with the cap with the nice patterns on it, the man with the MacPack, not me, with the MacPack jacket, the man with that beautiful smile, the man from Kenya himself, brother Irfan. Welcome, bro.
Welcome, man.
Jazakallah khairan.
It only took 42 episodes.
To finally get in front of the camera. Alhamdulillah.
How are you, young man?
Alhamdulillah. As you can see, alhamdulillah, the episode is all noor now, alhamdulillah.
He sounds like some sheikh. The episode's all noor.
Now it's worthy of his presence.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Please
Lata?
subscribe.
Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Lada.
Yeah, we should mention at the start.
We should
always mention to end and nobody lasts till the end.
Oh, yeah. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Tell your friends and family, even if they're overseas. We need your love. He needs your love. How's that?
Jazakallah khair. Mashallah. So Irfan, brother Irfan, he's originally from...
see, he had to say his name 3 times.
He's an import from Kenya.
I think after this episode, a lot of Memon community is going to subscribe to this channel, inshallah.
So he's from a...
Either that or
Memon is
unsubscribe.
a community originally from India. But how long you been in Kenya for?
The 5 generations.
Mashallah.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
So what year did your parents go to Kenya?
Not my, no.
I mean your ancestors.
Yes, so 1880s.
Wow.
1880s.
Wow. 1880s.
And they still speak Memoni?
Yes, alhamdulillah. We used to speak Memoni.
And you speak Swahili?
Yes, we do speak Swahili now.
It's a national language.
Do you speak Swahili?
Hakuna Matata. Is Hakuna Matata like your daily usage? Like
Oh, please, bro.
Yeah, so
it means like no worries,
yeah,
mate.
no worries. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's used as
It's
a...
not just Lion King. It's not like
Oh, okay. I thought you were going like, I was like, all right.
like it's
Where's he going?
it's a real
It's a real saying. Like,
Yeah.
So as you're walking
Do
down
you
the
speak
street...
Swahili?
No, I used to.
What, just because
actually.
he's
I used
black?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
All Africans speak. It's African.
No,
It's Africa.
when we migrated from Kenya to Australia, so I was there for nearly 3 years. Yeah, but obviously I've forgotten.
Okay, can we get back to Hakuna Matata? Because this is exciting me.
How do you say it exactly?
Hakuna Matata.
Say it again.
That sounds like you're trying to pick me up, bro.
No.
It's like, what are you doing tonight?
So it's when.
Do you want a Hakuna Matata with
when
me
a
tonight?
guest, when a guest comes to Kenya,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there's a specific welcome song we sing to welcome. So
Don't tell me it's the Lion King song.
Yeah, I'm serious. So it goes like Jambo bwana, habari gani.
Yes, I know this song.
I want to hear it. No. I need to hear it.
Yeah, I know this song.
I actually need to hear it. Go.
No, it says Jambo bwana, habari gani, Missouri sana, Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
He's just taken me back 30 years.
So what is that with
Where
translation?
were you
please?
for the last 41 episodes? Bro, do you want to swap seats?
That should be our intro.
Actually, that you really should be our intro.
No, but this. So
Wait,
it
that's not
actually comes
cultural
from-
appropriation because you're Kenyan.
No, it's like no worries.
Who cares?
Go. It's no worries. Hakuna matata. So there's no worries. Just do what you do.
So
Welcome to this country without worries.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Welcome to heaven.
And is it heaven?
that's why in Australia.
I'm asking you a question, bro. Answer the question.
Visit, inshallah.
But don't live there.
So he's
So as you're walking along, so if you see someone, can you say Hakuna Matata?
Yeah.
How are you? Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, no. How are you? You say Mzuri sana. So, Jambo is like greeting.
Okay, so when do you use the word Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna Matata like is somewhat like any issues. Hakuna Matata, no issues, no worries.
So if someone says, "How'd you go today?" Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, hakuna, no worries. Yeah, no issues. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
bro.
what's that other expression?
Boys, you know what's going to happen when you guys call me now, right?
Istirahe.
Hakuna Matata.
Istirahe. Something starahe, like,
Starehe.
no, it's like an expression, like chill out, you relax or something. Trying to remember the word. Istirahe, I mean, what is istirahe? Istirahe is Arabic, actually.
Starehe is rubber, yeah.
Means like relax or to rest.
I don't know.
Chill out.
You're
But
telling- see, look,
another
he's
Another
he's
Kenyan
like-
Memon taught me that. You know,
that Kenyan Memon was having you on.
I forgot now.
You know, the Sheikh is asking me what stara means in Arabic.
No, but it was like it was a Swahili expression
Yeah.
of like istiraha,
Nah, bro,
Mastara-
keep digging.
mastaraha, something like that. It was
He's trying
like a
to prove
word
himself
made up from, it's like mean chilling out or relax or something. Hey, hey,
Starehe. Yani kukula starehe, to chill out.
Kukula?
Starehe.
Starehe.
istiraha in Arabic means rest.
Starehe. Yani
All right,
kukula
but,
starehe.
and then what is it?
Kukula starehe.
Kukula
Kukula
Starehe.
starehe.
sounds like Urdu.
So basically, every time I speak to him, I've just got to go to him. Kukula starehe, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Which
true.
is like-
Relax. Yeah. Kukula starehe. Like, go relax yourself.
True. Am I right? Irfan, you tell me, am I right? You spend way more time with him than I do. Look, he's not.
Mashallah.
Well, I know we're gonna gang up on you today. We love you, but look at Irfan. He's loving it. He's like, all those years of being ordered around in the mosque. This is revenge time, and he can't say anything because he's on camera.
Yeah, every time it's like switch on the button.
It's like you switch on the button. Kukula starehe, bro.
Can't
get it right.
Istiraha, istirahe.
Yeah.
Istiraha?
Starehe.
Starehe, sorry.
Kukula starehe, bro.
Mashallah.
How was that?
How long you been in Australia for, Irfan?
6 years.
So I know his
Okay, I thought it
father-in-law.
was longer than that.
No, 6 years.
6 years,
yeah.
He's
mashallah.
freshy.
Yeah,
He's not a freshie, bro.
Yeah.
He might be fresh 6 years, but he's not a freshie. This
No.
guy's old school.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
His
Mashallah.
father-in-law is in our muadhin in our masjid.
Oh, mashallah.
Muslim, mashallah.
Oh,
and,
mashallah.
we've known for many years, 2 decades.
Is that why you're saying you bought the Noor?
Yeah, good people, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So
Good people except Irfan.
I when I take guests to his father's house, like ulama and so forth, I make a request, which is actually for me, not for the guest, which is that he cooks steak. He does really good steak.
Does he?
And then cut it, and then what do you call it?
Chop it.
No, he cuts it, but then like he puts in the oven for a bit, and it's just nice. I use the guest to please make sure you cook this steak because the guest is
Lada, what's
he's
happening
an
here,
honored
bro?
alim coming from overseas.
We've missed out.
Oh, and the steaks, yeah. I mean, it's Ifran. Like, Ifran, bro, you gotta invite us, man.
No, inshallah.
Irfan.
I mean,
Yeah, Irfan.
He's like, Ifran, we change your name. Kukula starehe, bro.
Kukula starehe.
Cool, let's stay here.
I like it. Hakuna
Mashallah. How did you find Australia when you came here from Kenya?
Oh,
On the map.
the pilot flew me here.
No, I mean,
I didn't come by
what
boat.
what was it like for you? What was it?
so the very first year, I mean, it was a social shock for me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Social shock was a big.
In what way?
Yeah.
Because I come from a community, Memon community, where we every now and then we have social functions, and we get together. So
In Kenya?
in Kenya,
But isn't the community massive?
massive, yes.
So the whole
So
community
weddings
gets
and
together.
Yes.
weddings and aqiqahs and all that.
Beyond that,
Yeah,
sports activities and
it's a
functions.
very active community
active
and
community. Alhamdulillah, which has settled with. So many now we have one school institution, medical institutions there now,
mashallah.
college institutions. So alhamdulillah, over the years. So that's why I'm saying it's. So when I came here, it was like a social shock for me.
Like nothing's happening here.
Nothing is happening here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I used to live in I used to live in Doncaster, not in here. So everyone is indoors.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
Doncaster.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
Now it's better. If when we came to Australia in the 80s, there was no such thing as a shopping center open on the weekends. I mean, Sunday was closed. Every Sunday,
right.
there's no
is
shopping
it?
center on Sunday. Saturday was closed at 3 o'clock or something, and during the weekdays, every day was closed at 5. Is that still the case?
No.
then what?
Now,
then-
Thursday,
and-
Friday, I think is late night.
And
but
Thursday was 9 o'clock, and Friday was 9 o'clock as well.
I think that's why Shaykh Khalid used to go up the tree, Doncaster Masjid.
Yeah, I was bored. We were bored when he came from Pakistan, from Karachi, a city like Karachi,
Yeah.
one of the biggest cities in the world, and crowded, and all the hustle and bustle, and even if you're not doing anything, it just there's a buzz constantly there. We came here, we're bored out of our minds.
Right, imagine going from Hyderabad to Wayala.
Oh, that was,
exactly.
You're talking about
How old were you?
Melbourne.
How old were you?
I was 6 or 7.
Yeah,
I'm just
I was
thinking
9 years
about
old
my
when it came.
parents, the shock to their system. Kids are very resilient, they just adjust.
yeah.
Right? Wayala, everything shuts at 5, nothing's open on Sunday.
Yes.
Right, I'm talking about Coles shuts at 5.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, that
Yeah,
was
all
80s. That
shops
was-
are
that's-
shut.
That's crazy.
Right, so there's nothing open and everyone's indoors just watching TV. That was literally it. And Saturday, I remember we went into footy back then because like mum and dad went into footy. All that plays in country towns on Saturday and Sunday is footy.
Yeah.
So you turn the TV on, you got 2 channels.
And they're both playing footy.
They're both playing footy. So we spend a lot of time. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So what happened? I mean, after 5, if you don't have toilet rolls at home, so what do?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Well, we're Muslims, so we
use
had water.
Start
And
recording.
thanks for sharing.
So, which city in Kenya are you from?
I used to live in Mombasa. So we used to live in Mombasa. That's where we live.
It sounds very exotic to me.
So Mombasa is on the coast. So this is, I think, I don't know if you've been to Zanzibar.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
So
I've been there, but yeah.
sorry.
The first man, I love it. I love it. Keep going, Irfan.
The look.
No. Well, what is it? What's the chill out, bro?
Kulastere.
Let's stay, bro.
Inshallah.
This is like a dent in the table.
So we come from Mombasa.
Yeah.
So Mombasa is mainly known for tourist attractions.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's
Even Zanzibar, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar-
too, yeah.
that's-
Zanzibar is one of
Tanzania, isn't
Yes.
the slave trading.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Zanzibar wants, like, currently I think they want president even, I think. So if they want to be independent from Kenya and
Zanzibar?
yeah, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
So Zanzibar is now part of Tanzania.
It should be part of Tanzania, but they want to
It should be.
they want to be independent.
Yeah. And they've got that whole connection to Oman,
Yes.
historical connection, slave trade
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
There's a lot of Omanis that settle there. So they got this like sort of cultural ties, very strong cultural ties to Oman.
Guys, we're talking about culture shock. Can you imagine your ancestors going
Yeah,
from
yeah.
India to Kenya back then?
Yeah.
This is under the British.
Yeah. Kenya
Yeah.
was under the British.
They were,
And there's
they were facilitating the colonizers. And they were the accountants.
What a journey, though. That's what I'm more
No,
interested in.
we
the
were
journey from
Texan.
there.
How do you
thing is,
communicate with
people-
people back home?
But the people that time, they were more resilient. And
Way more resilient.
yeah, like now, even those Afghan cameleers that came here. Imagine traveling by ship with your camels from
Yeah.
Afghanistan or Balochistan or wherever they came from to Australia, to the other side of the world, and working here.
And then not being allowed to go back.
It was
Yeah,
it was good. It was good they went to Kenya, not Uganda, because if it's Uganda, then Idi Amin will have thrown them out long time.
yeah.
Yeah, that did happen, yeah.
He basically they became
Were there a lot of
refugees.
Memons in Uganda?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So they,
My father had to give a talk to them in when he was in Imam in Switzerland
Yeah.
in the 80s. So when that happened, they came to France. France took them, and these countries
UK
took them.
took them, yes.
So they basically, Idi Amin took revenge. Not revenge. Yeah, basically he exiled all the Indians. That's why the economy tanked, because all the business. Yeah, because they built up all these successful businesses. So anyway, they went all the way. They went there. So then my father was one of the only sort of on mainland Europe was the Imam, like with Urdu speaking.
Yeah.
So he was invited to address them in the Pyrenees or somewhere, and they, So he had. He said because there was like Sunnis there, and there was also
Shia.
Aga Khanis.
Aga what?
Ismailis, like
Ismailis, yes.
Seveners. They're like an offshoot of
That's
Shia.
another conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
the mainstream
That's
Shia,
another long
the 12ers,
conversation.
and
Yeah.
then these are the Seveners.
Okay.
So they have this like a.
This is the first time. I don't know
no,
what you guys
the
are talking
the
about.
Fatimiyya that ruled Egypt, right? That Salahuddin got rid of them, cleaned up. Before he dealt with
yeah.
he dealt with the Crusaders, he dealt with the Ismailis, and basically they became like a fringe group. But they ruled for hundreds of years Egypt, even though the people in Egypt were not. They didn't become Ismailis, but they were ruled by Ismailis. So it was a like
The Aga Khanis?
Wow.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're like a weird group.
But
Anyway,
isn't Aga Khanis recent?
no, Aga Khan is like the sort of Indian sort of offshoot of that sort of thing. They have like different offshoots. Like in Saudi Arabia, in Najran, they exist.
So they're like the thumbs up of Islam.
They're interesting. Anyway, so when
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
when those the Idi Amin kicked them out, and they ended up in. So my father was invited to speak to them. So, and they said, "Are we Muslim?" they asked the Ismailis, they asked my father, because Muslim. He said, do you believe in La ilaha illallah? Yes. Do you believe in Muhammad Rasulullah? Yes. Do you believe Rasulullah is the last prophet? Do you believe in amantu billahi malaikati, angels, the books, and so forth? He goes, then you're Muslim. And then he goes, then you're Muslim. He said, then they said, we are, our Imam says. He said, listen, firstly, when they asked the question, he said, I'm not here to give you a certificate on Islam and Kufr. This is the first thing. So, but and then he told him, all right, you're Muslim, give the benefit of the doubt, you believe in La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah. They said, our Imam says this. And they asked the question that he says that you don't have to pray your salat on time. You can pray at the end of the day because of work and so forth. So my father said, look, is yours, I don't know about you, Imam. I told you you're Muslims. Now you're just like you're changing the...
You're looking for ways out.
You're complicating things, right? And he said, is your job more difficult or going into battle more difficult? If Sahaba were not excused, they're actually Salatul Khawf, a way to pray in Salat in the battlefield.
Yeah.
While fighting the enemy on horseback and on walking as much, while fighting with the sword and everything.
What?
Is to pray your 5 times Salat,
While you're in the middle of fighting, you can pray.
Sahaba prayed Salat in the middle of battlefields.
How?
Yeah.
You do whatever you can, whatever indication you can make.
Yep.
Wow.
So, and then there's some Salat were missed because of battlefields. It happened. It's in there in the seerah of Rasulullah, in the Battle of Khandaq.
SubhanAllah.
The point that my father was trying to make, is that more difficult or your job in your office?
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And he said that, look, if they're not excused, if the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Sahaba of them, they're not excused from Salat in that condition, because you brought your Imam now into it and, making things complicated. So, but anyway, so that was the Idi Amin Uganda factor. And so Kenya was saved from... So how is generally the Muslims like there's also Somalians there, right?
Yes.
In the north.
There's Somalians everywhere now.
There's Somalians,
No.
there's even Oromos too.
They are native.
Yeah. So, but
Native Muslims.
Yeah, native Muslim, but not like the Somali brothers. So their first stop is Kenya.
When they leave Somalia.
So yes, so we have, alhamdulillah, a lot of Somali brothers that.
But
came across.
Isn't there like a region of Somalians that is part of Kenya?
No, like there is some land where there is disputed land.
So it's on the Kenyan side, but there's Somalians there. What's the town name? Starts with G, isn't it?
So
what are we doing history?
Garissa.
And on that corner shop there was a post office. What was the name of the owner?
It's called Garissa.
In that town?
Garissa. That's in Kenya.
Yes, it's in Kenya.
Yeah.
But on the border.
Yep.
See? But
Yeah,
it's where.
But it's Somalian, like historically.
Oh my God, let him talk, man.
Yeah. Okay.
No. So yes, so I mean, but right now we have more Somali brothers, and the community there is large because of, after
migration.
after the civil war and all that.
Yeah.
The
So
migration.
they become the biggest Muslim community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently, yes.
Okay. And what about he was saying there's a Oromo
Yeah.
Ethiopian?
So there are Oromos, there are Sudanese, and we have a lot like all through. They come through.
Okay.
They all share a border.
Even the Central African countries, West African countries, if they want to travel abroad, Kenya is one of those.
It's a hub.
It's like the Dubai of Africa.
Yeah.
What?
Dubai of Africa, basically.
Oh, really?
Wow, you're from the Dubai of Africa, right?
Yeah.
So you get all embassies present in Kenya.
Okay. For the region.
For the region. So
Okay,
if
wow.
you want to go to Canada,
And,
they come through.
Are all these
Kenya.
different groups living cohesively?
So
We
alhamdulillah,
don't actually
like,
hear much about Kenya in the news.
They're actually pretty good.
alhamdulillah, like in the city I come from, Mombasa. So different. It's Kenya's demographic is. It depends on the province. Like we have states here, Victoria, New South Wales. There are provinces there.
Yeah.
So different provinces have a different demographic. Like the province I come from is a Muslim populated province.
Okay.
So it's like 100 meters you can get a masjid. 100 meters you get a masjid.
Every 100 meters.
100
What's the
meters.
percentage of the Muslims?
Subhanallah.
So in different so the percentage you can say is 40 to 30, 40, 60 or 30, 70. But so alhamdulillah they
Say that again.
40, 60, 40
Yeah.
Muslims, 60.
Okay.
Roughly half.
Yeah,
So,
just
yeah.
under half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So because different states, different like provinces.
Yeah.
But the province I come from, 90% is Muslims.
Oh, wow.
90?
90% is Muslims.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
So they're different. Yeah. So
It was a culture shock when you got off the plane.
oh yeah. So when I came here, no adhan and nothing. Oh, and I was like,
Oh,
wait,
wow,
wait,
yeah,
because
yeah.
there I'm telling you, 5, 6 adhans across my.
SubhanAllah, that's like India.
So that's, and even Tarawih, you get here, like you can choose where to go. Okay, today I'll go to this imam, you know.
Yeah, that guy's voice is not good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drive a little bit. I'll walk another 200 meters.
Wow.
So
Is
yeah,
that
alhamdulillah.
long tarawees or short tarawees?
So again, you
can choose,
have a
yeah.
choice to it. You know, there's there's a Ferrari, there's a
There is, you've
we've
got
got a
Sheikh
few of them here.
Ferraris as well.
yeah.
You got Sheikh Ferrari there.
Yes, Sheikh Ferrari. You know, there's
Sheikh
a Masjid
Ferrari.
Masjid Ferrari there, then Masjid
How fast is Masjid Ferrari? I want to hear this.
15, 20 minutes.
It's still long.
Really, that fast? MashaAllah. And they're doing 20?
Yes, it's only like they pray Alham Tara Kulullah. So
Huh?
Alam Tara Kulullah Wahad.
Oh, the last 10 surahs.
That's
yeah.
the end of it. Kulullah Wahad.
The whole Ramadan?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
It's not my kind of masjid.
It's for the youth.
It's for the youth.
That's what I mean. It's my kind of masjid.
Yeah.
Well, you know what,
Mashallah.
mashallah. At least it's awesome that they can cater for everyone.
Yeah.
So even the youth, at least they're getting their full tarawih.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the month of the Quran, so I don't know. The Sheikh can say more.
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
But you do have masjids that do it properly too.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not that it's not proper. It's just not longer.
Yeah.
It's shorter.
Which is what I meant. I'm not saying it's not right or wrong or whatever. It's just that's what I mean. It's just my choice of words.
20 rakats, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can do that. I have done that many times.
Yeah.
one question I had before coming was, and this is something I wanted to ask always was, we always heard about hijrah. So, but hijrah in terms of whatever you intend to travel for is what you intended for.
Bro, you got married and came
If
here.
and the end of the hadith said if you travel for
Married.
you're married, then your intention is for that.
you try
Why
to
are you
do-
asking that question on a podcast?
No, but I
You're gonna get bashed by your
because
wife if she watches this.
No, I'm sure many people want to come to Australia, and some people are. I mean, because I was trying to refresh my nia, trying to. I mean,
Now let him dig. Keep going.
Keep digging, man.
Keep going. Keep going.
no, because like that's something like I went through that I'm sharing with you. So I don't know.
Look, it's not haram. There was a Sahabi that migrated, and he was known amongst the Muhajir Qais, and nobody knows who actually, as far as I understand, nobody knows actually. The Sahaba never mentioned who he actually was, because everybody migrated for Islam. And he was known as the guy who migrated to get married. And that was among the Sahaba was known. But nobody, as far as I understand, nobody actually knows who he really was. So they even protected his reputation.
That's amazing.
But he was known as the Muhajir, the one who made hijrah for Qais. So what's your oldest daughter's name?
Fatima.
Muhajir Fatima. So
No, but can he renew his intention? I came here for deen.
I mean, obviously he can, but he's already done. He's already made the hijrah.
No, but
It's not like a sin, but look, we're all here. Why are we here in Australia? None of us came. We're not Sahaba.
I came for the sake
Even
of
the
deen to
people that are
establish-
good-
I came to establish Islam in Wayala.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And even like the imams that came here. My father, rahmallah, is an alim and imam. He came. He was appointed as an alim and imam, but also he came for the future of his family and kids. He didn't.
Look how that turned out.
This podcast. No, but for a better situation and
Like I said, look how that turned out.
speaking of which, in Pakistan, it's like the economy is tanking. It seems.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out. I haven't heard anything about what is happening. We've
So-
heard about Kenya. Tell us what's happening with Sheikh Imran Khan.
Yeah.
Like
So
Imran
it's
Hussain.
apparently the economy is just. I mean, when you put thieves in charge of the government, Allah alam. I'm sorry for the people get upset who are supporters of it, but when you put thieves in charge, you can see like within months, just the level of it's so. It's so the corruption is like, for example, the Hajj ministry decided, all right, we're going to take everybody for Hajj on public money. Like 53 people we're just going to take drivers, security guards, like everybody 53 people have to pay for it. While the price of Hajj has been increased for the average person.
So what the Hajj ministry decided, the people within the Hajj ministry are going for Hajj.
Yeah, the new lot that came in, they said, all right, we're going to go in this situation on public money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just that. What do they call it? Graft? Is it? The grift.
Yeah.
It's the level of corruption is so much at every turn. And of course, when you when you're stealing, and everybody that's in the government, like the top, they've got cases against them, like serious
No,
corruption.
but I think even their first trip when they went for Umrah, they went the whole coalition partners, all of them. I mean, even the Justice Minister of Saudi was tired shaking hands, I think.
No, it's a real shambles. Like at the moment, Allah help. I mean, with all Muslim countries coming out of COVID, like here we have, like we there's JobKeeper, there's all these other sort of protections and Centrelink and things like that can help people out through businesses. It was hard, but over in those countries, it's very minimal protection for people. So when they shut down, even here people get affected, but it's not as much, right? Over there, it's like it's a survival. It's a thing of survival. There is no Centrelink, So they're giving, and the current minister, I think finance minister, whatever it is, Miftah Ismail, I think that's his name. He laughed yesterday at a press conference, made like a joke about poor people or something. And so that's the type of people they have. They have totally
insensitive.
Yeah, and those ulama, they're in politics, they're keeping quiet as well. Before they were talking about Imran Khan's doing this, he's doing that. Now, well, where are you now?
Yeah.
Because you've got your ministries and posts and so forth. So it's not nice, but they know that if they go to the next election, and they're actually doing gerrymandering now. So
they're doing what?
So they know that the areas where there's a lot of young people, because most young people, more than 50% would vote for Imran Khan.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is relocating where the ballot is cast, like in a further end of the town, or just to make it difficult for everybody. Yeah. So they're doing all this gerrymandering, like
But the local Pakistani population.
Yeah. What are they like? Are they happy?
They will take revenge in the next. That's what is being said now.
So is
they're going to take revenge in the next election?
If the election's not rigged.
Yeah, this is the problem now.
So
the thing is, it's going to be rigged.
It's that they're doing it now. They're actually openly doing it. They already started.
Yeah.
So is there going to be an election decided?
This chaos will just continue.
So the election has not been decided.
No, it hasn't been decided, but it's coming.
But they're preparing
preparing
for an election that they're going
by
to
cheating,
win.
Because they know the public, because the petrol price. Because Imran Khan, main thing he's been punished from the West is because he went to Russia on the day, and he was trying to do a better deal, like India's doing. They made their own deal with Russia for cheaper oil. They didn't do that. Pakistan went back because Imran Khan was the one doing that.
Yeah.
And America, their overlords must have given them the order not to do that. And so then what happens? Then, it's interesting. Like there's the side, even the economists are saying that one of the biggest mistakes. I was listening to one economist. He said Imran Khan's biggest mistake was that he didn't talk up his good works. Like he created scholarships for extremely poor families. They ended up in universities. Their kids, they're studying like with top universities. Like he created all these projects that the people were benefiting from, but they had and they're doing all these economic projects and so forth.
But nobody knows about it.
And they didn't market to the people. While the current government, I was listening yesterday, they built some public toilets, but inside the public toilet is like is an image of the current prime minister. So someone was saying, does it help you go to the toilet better? Does it help you spend less time? You know how people are, like the way they talk. Like he goes, does it help you?
I'd be embarrassed to have my face plastered in a toilet.
Inside the toilet, he goes, he's looking at you. Does it make you feel shame?
Is he good looking?
No. And
why does that matter?
It's like to remind you, like. It's there's some funny but there's the way the guy was talking. He was a former politician, economist actually. He said, why are they spending money on that? Like, put the picture on it. Does it make it go quicker? Anyway.
Can you do what he does with the mic? Your current prime minister, he's like just
what does he do? I haven't seen it.
He goes with his hands.
He was not welcome to our podcast. Oh, he hits the mics. You're watching more than me.
No, but. It's so strange, how India's foreign minister, he was at an interview, and he's like, we'll buy oil from Russia and all that, he can say that openly.
Yeah, it's double standards.
No, what he said, what you buy in an afternoon to Europe, he goes, that's what we'll buy for a country of 1 billion for a month. Yes. Right? Yeah. You're buying in one after Europe, you're telling us. That's what Indian, like you put him on the spot. The journalist said something, and he said, listen, you better check yourself before you tell us.
Yeah.
Because what you spend in an afternoon from Russia, because we do in a month for a country that's 1 billion, double the population of Europe. Wow. So, they got these double standards. And the other thing was that he was actually, like he created, this is an independent, self-sufficient and self-deciding country. That is a huge weakness in Muslims today. They're still mentally colonized. And he was, whatever his faults are, his jahalat is, whatever, but at least on this point, he's creating a generation that was, and it has, alhamdulillah.
That like independent thinkers.
Yeah. Like he said, we're not slaves of the IMF. We have a loan from the IMF.
Yeah.
Don't miss, because the current government said we are beggars. They said that.
Yes.
They actually said that. Beggars can't be choosers.
They really said that?
They actually said that.
Yeah, like.
Wow.
But you know what? When you use that word in Urdu, it's much worse.
Yeah.
It's like it's the way it's translated and the way it's perceived in Urdu, it's much worse.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But you see, the Indian current foreign minister, he also told them that we have to stop having a Eurocentric world. So stop making we to follow what Europe does.
Yeah.
We have our choice of our own. If I want to follow China, I want to follow Russia. It's my choice. If I want to follow US, it's my choice. You cannot tell me why.
Yeah, the world is changing. So in a way, Imran Khan's paid a price maybe for that, like because he decided, like he said, we're going to choose what is best for our people.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing. Like we're not going to be, and the IMF thing, like the economists are saying, we're not slaves of the IMF. Because we took a loan from them. This is like a very important point to, he said, and we have liabilities, but at the same time, they cannot, and what Imran Khan was doing is that the way IMF works is they put the pressure on the government distributes the pressure on the general public through taxation and so forth.
Yep.
And so it's sort of like an indirect way of like, and he was like, the way he ran the government, the way there's no corruption or minimal corruption, and he reduced that, and excesses, right? These guys are like the amount of money that they're spending, just wasting. So that's got to come from somewhere. So he took the pressure of the IMF. Like he didn't let the IMF.
Yeah, because a lot of that money isn't going into.
Like Pakistan had 6% growth in the last 2 years.
MashaAllah.
While other economies were tanking and going down, Pakistan was going up.
Yeah.
IT exports are going up. Textile across all the economic measures, Pakistan was actually improving during COVID, while still dealing with the pandemic and all that sort of stuff, restrictions, and even the pandemic helped like WHO and all the other world bodies. Pakistan is like one of the top ones that was actually a model of how to deal with the pandemic. Yeah. Like it is like if you look next to India, what they went through, Pakistan was nothing like that. Like it was almost untouched by it.
Is that because of wudu?
It could be many things. Yeah. Maybe they had I think someone was saying to me that Pakistanis need to maybe taste, like they're tasting the corruption now, like in their wallet. Petrol prices like doubling, like almost doubled. Yeah. Just think about that. If it doubled in Australia, but like instead of $2 or $1.50 or whatever it is,
it went to $4.
It went to $4. That's what's happening in Pakistan. There's like queues. There's shortage of fuel now. Just 2-3 months.
But when Imran Khan was there, I think the first where the petrol prices started rising around the world at Imran Khan's time, he actually reduced the price of petrol. Yeah. At that time by 10.
How? That's
like he I think
policies.
I think it's policies and not wasting money. I think that's one thing you have to give to him. His economic record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Well, I remember because when he first got into government.
Sorry, the 2.5 years or 3 years, whatever he's in government, Pakistan hasn't seen that much growth in like 50 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like record growth. Like this is like from the 40s and 50s. So that's the first thing. And second thing is implementing justice. See, a ruler in Islam, he's got one responsibility. Like even if he's not bad in himself, he's got one responsibility, is to do adl. If you do that, it's such a powerful amal that a just ruler, his level is one level below the anbiya, the prophets alayhim salam. It's not because it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah,
it requires a certain it requires a certain, like it's from Allah subhanahu. Like Umar ibn Aziz when he died. Sorry, when he died, the second Umar, Khalifa of the Banu Umayyah, rahmullah, when he died, actually there was a wolf that attacked a flock of sheep of one shepherd, and he says something's happened. Something's happened.
He said the Khalifa has died.
Yeah, like he didn't.
It seems that the Khalifa has passed away.
Yeah, from the wolf attacking. Look, the repercussions, and there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that there's a bird, she lives very far it lives in the desert.
Yeah.
He said when zulm is done, that bird withers away and dies in its nest.
Wow.
Like it's nahusat, or what do you call it? The evil effects of it is so widespread of zulm, oppression, that even something that's got nothing, it gets caught up in it.
Yeah.
Like that. So the society, the economy tanking and all these sort of things, is that because you have thieves and liars and zalims in charge. Unfortunately, some ulama are caught up in it as well, and they're keeping quiet now with all these rorts going on and so forth. So but maybe that should wake up the people. Now they can have a contrast. You know, maybe that'll give them some sort of.
But it wasn't like the people voted him out anyway. So
No, it wasn't. The people didn't vote him out.
It was a vote of confidence.
I remember when he first came into office, this is what I was going to say when we were talking about justice and not wasting public money.
yeah,
All of the government cars were sold.
wow,
And that
Mashallah.
money was put towards spending on the people.
yeah,
The presidential palace was no more. He just lived in a simple place. It wasn't that ostentatiousness wasn't there.
yes,
So he was just traveling around in a simple car, like apparently like ridiculous amounts, like Bentleys and Rolls Royces. And
Yeah.
all of these
It's
were the
not just-
government
it's-
cars. It wasn't just like,
You know, the government cars are not like. There's one of the.
it's not
opposition
your
people.
statesman.
She took a full drive. She took a full drive. Now it looks. This is a bulletproof. You know how expensive those cars are? They're bulletproof, bomb-proof cars.
Everything.
So they're not just a normal Bentley. They're like custom made. for-
millions.
Yeah. So the Rorts, now the current Prime Minister, what did he do? He organized that he declared his personal land or property as to be under the protection of the state. So of course, you know, you need police to guard it, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So not one, several properties were made like that, so that he can go to any between these properties and so forth. But then the taxpayer is paying for the
All of
government's.
this, yeah.
Well, there's someone, while the average person is struggling.
One respect that I have for Imran Khan was, I mean, when he started speaking about Islamophobia and the plight for Kashmir people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
today I think that has woken up so many Islamic states. I mean,
Oh,
because
bro, they're all asleep, man. They're
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
No,
wake up.
like it does. And you can see it now in the
Yes.
whole India thing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that Muslims, like actually the Arabs started. I was actually impressed a lot, and I think it's part of domestic politics. They have to say something.
That's right.
It's there, but there's India had to sack that spokesman, that lady. Now, what is she exactly? She said about Rasulullah. No, actually, that's not mentioned.
Yeah,
She-
no, that's
she
not mentioned what
insulted-
she said.
She mentioned something about Rasulullah. Insulted Rasulullah. She's a BJP, the governing party's spokesman.
Yep.
And she insulted Rasulullah and the Kuwait, Bahrain, and I think Iran as well, or somebody
Saudi
else,
also.
they recalled their ambassador
Yeah.
and had a talking to them.
They gave them letters.
And then they sacked that lady. And they're not happy with it because they have to apologize actually.
Yeah.
To ask the BJP to apologize because one of the lifelines for the Indian economy is the remittances that come from all the Indian
Arab
workers
countries.
from
Yeah.
Arab countries.
Yeah.
So it's actually good that they actually finally for Islam, like in a way, that's a good sign. Like it's okay, they haven't totally lost the plot. You know, like this is out of line.
There's some sort of sign there.
Don't you think it's politics? For
Yeah, but
politics,
but
for their
those-
own population,
But
to show that we're doing
But in
something?
those countries, there's no election coming.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
so
true.
it's not, there's no election, so you don't have to. So it cannot be for the next election cycle or anything like
Yeah,
that.
okay,
so,
fair, cool.
So
Yeah, but it's so that I have an Arab Spring.
yeah.
Or am I just being too negative?
No,
Glass is
I
half
think
full.
I agree with you because a lot of people have called him out on that.
Yes.
You know that they've made no responses. There's and not just that incident.
Bro,
but
the way they treat the prime minister,
yeah, so
when
many-
he goes
so-
over there.
there's so many different instances where Muslims were the joke of the party or whatever, and they just kept quiet. And you have like these, like Imran Khan saying something, and then everybody else is just quiet. And people talk about that, and I think it must have somehow got to them.
Yeah, there's things he put out into the ether because he did that on the platform United Nations.
Inshallah.
Everybody heard it.
Yeah.
But I think Kuwait, I saw basically they started boycotting Indian goods.
Good, yes, exactly.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I don't know much about what's
There's a
happening.
guy
I've
that
just
he
been
put
very
a sign.
busy.
They put a sign in their shop and they said no Indian goods are
Sold,
be
yes, yes.
sold. Yeah, like that level. They did that with the Dutch or whoever it was, Denmark.
Cartoon,
Yeah. They basically how quickly they changed their, they started groveling. I think it was Denmark, wasn't it?
Yeah, that did.
Denmark. Their food was bins were just being filled up and just chucked out of Danish. It was Danish Danish is Denmark?
Yes,
Huh?
it is
Are you
Denmark.
serious? It's Finland.
Huh? It's confusing.
No,
Netherlands.
Danish is
Holland. What's
Denmark.
Holland?
No,
Dutch.
Holland is not
Dutch.
Denmark. Yeah, that's different.
Please don't.
Right,
Who are the
it
Dutch?
wasn't Denmark. It wasn't Denmark.
What's that?
It is Denmark.
The cartoons?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a car. It wasn't a.
Are you guys
Was it
thinking
a
about
cartoon?
France?
No, not
No,
France.
no. They passed a law or something like that as well. So I
think
think
it
it's
was
related
Holland.
to the cartoons or something. But anyway, the point was that very
That
quickly,
it's not Finland.
and it was a France as well. French good was being boycotted, I think, as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So when they started doing it straight away, they said, "No, this is freedom of speech. No, it's not working. That's not going to work with a Muslim."
No, but the thing, but this is one thing that frustrates me when we talk about freedom of speech. If we're going to do freedom of speech, give it equally and don't have double standards. Like when the Chinese, and I'm not saying the Chinese did right, they were wrong in doing this. And when they did the,
I
they did the
remember that,
Afghan files, when they did the cartoon of the digger
Yeah. It wasn't a
In the-
cartoon. It was like
in the Chinese newspaper.
a picture that they.
Right, in the Chinese newspaper, right? And Australia was like, that was disrespectful and this and that and all that. It's like, hang on a minute. A few weeks ago, you were saying it was about freedom of speech. So how did this just come about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right, so...
the double standards are very.
the double standards are
obvious.
massive. And
Yeah.
I think even within Australia, the next generation, inshallah, 1 or 2 generations' time, they're going to start seeing the double standards.
I think people are already starting to see double standards as they are, especially given the whole climate of, what's been going on with Ukraine and whatnot, and you see how they talk about Ukraine versus all the
Yeah.
other.
Like
wars
they
that
had a
happened in the
video.
past, and it's
They had a video of a lady, like a traditional dressed lady, Ukrainian lady,
making
with a sickle. She was
Yeah.
holding a Russian soldier and cut his head off, like an ISIS video.
Nah.
Yeah, it's not a real thing. It's like a dramatization,
they-
but it's basically an ISIS video.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah, for
Ukrainians.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
There was this Australian guy who went to Ukraine.
Yeah, that's
to go
right.
fight and stuff,
Yeah.
and all like.
But the government did say, don't go and fight.
Yeah, but imagine if it was a Muslim who went and
Yeah.
fought somewhere. It wouldn't just be don't go and fight.
Who is this guy? Let's find him.
Let's get him.
Let's get his
You know,
family.
let's-
Let's
yeah.
research everything.
Yeah. It wouldn't just be like, just some guy going to help out some people.
Yeah.
You know?
How just curious in Kenya, what's the inflation financial situation like?
So it's keeping. It plunges up and comes.
Can you have oil?
Yes. So, yeah. They have found evidence of oil.
No, but what I was going to say was like
Not under
the
your-
current situation, the economic,
So current, yeah. So it depends. Like the
just
previous.
comparing it to Pakistan, other countries.
No.
I'm curious.
So the previous government. I mean, it goes up and down. It's not on a steady climb or steady.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
the
Is the
previous
Kenyan government corrupt?
Oh, brother. Brother, if
What's the
no,
Can you
also-
say that
also
again? That
just
was-
let
that
me-
was-
if you want a Kenyan passport, contact me after this.
He's probably not joking.
Hakuna Matata.
No, I'm not joking.
So
Hakuna Matata.
So when I talk about in Kenya, just one thing I just remembered, there was a problem between two groups, like two ethnic groups. Is it?
So
There's always something like that in Africa.
it's always there.
Yeah. And then they made it
I
politicized.
think I don't know how many groups, how many ethnic groups are there. I mean, one.
That was Irfan and his cousins. They were deciding who's going to open up the new petrol station.
So what's the petrol prices here? How are they doing? Because I haven't been to
look,
petrol station for a week.
If you
now.
go, I'm going to give a plug out. If you go to Metro petrol stations, they're always about 35 to 45 cents cheaper.
7-Eleven is actually even
$1,
cheaper than Metro.
yeah, that's because they're across the road from Metro usually, right? $1.84, and your usual Shell and unleaded.
225.
Today I saw
What's diesel?
224,
225.
2020, yeah, 225. That's for unleaded,
And let it 91.
right?
$2.25.
Yes.
Bro, that's not even for.
Wow.
That's not even for like for the guy. Most cars now use the
95.
premium petrol.
95,
Yeah.
98, yes.
Yeah, 95, 98. Alhamdulillah.
Do you reckon we'll see $3?
I heard.
$3?
I heard after the Labour Party came in, it's supposed to go down.
your
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, but it's been there 2 weeks, man. Give them a chance. They've just come in.
They've already
They've been
increased,
putting out
they've
so
already
many
increased the
fires.
minimum wage.
Yeah.
La hawla wa la
they're-
quwwata illa billah. You know, like they're gonna tank the economy. Man. As an employer, I'm not happy. Astaghfirullah. No, we
Astaghfirullah.
pay our employees in the madrasa above minimum wage, just so you know. Like,
Yeah,
we're not like making them,
Ahmad Baluli should be here because I can ask.
Yeah, I know we can ask
He's
him.
outside. Don't let him.
He'll just be like,
No, they're paid above minimum
Ustaz?
wage. Get out of here.
my bike's got a flat tire. I fixed your tire last week. That was your wage.
Yeah, so petrol prices, man. That's
Yeah.
and a minimum wage. And
Okay.
I mean, just
When's the last time you saw how much lettuce costs?
Oh, yeah.
as someone who's juicing, I feel that
Oh,
every time the
yeah,
vegetables
that's
are,
right.
it feels like they're too expensive.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to get meat and cook for the whole family than it is to buy veggies.
Lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Lettuce is
it's
skyrocketed.
$5.
right now.
It's-
I went to
It's cheaper to buy chicken.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2 kilos of chicken, 3 kilos of chicken than buying 1 kilo of veggies.
How's your veggie patch going?
Yeah, I was thinking about you all week, bro.
And the bird,
there's
Is there production and
Nah.
you're saving money?
they're
Nah, I-
still they're still there, but they're not producing.
It's
I-
too
no,
cold.
no,
It's too cold.
I-
Yeah.
You need a
Okay.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, they're still alive, but
Yeah.
I
What
think
do
the
you
bird-
have?
You know,
so cucumbers, 2 types of chilies, and tomatoes, and
It's a salad, man. At least.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a juice for you. What were you saying, Irfan?
Nah,
can make a nice pasta.
I think the bird
That
ate the,
The bird.
the bird ate the veggies.
No, but
Oh.
it's the prices
that's
are crazy.
That's a
Do you know
different house.
the Paran market the other day? Green beans at $32 a kilo.
Wow.
No, but even lettuce, the way lettuce is $5.
Green beans at
Wow.
$5. Lettuce was $11,
Frozen
$12.
veggies, all right.
No,
Frozen veggies.
no.
Nah.
Everything's gone up.
Yeah.
everything.
Even in,
Right.
even in
Lettuce,
Aldi.
lettuce the other
Even
day.
in Aldi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
What about
kills me.
Costco?
Like Aldi's empty.
Empty.
Aldi's empty. We went. I went to get some stuff the other day. The freezers are actually empty.
Yeah, no frozen fries, nothing.
No, that's what I went to get. I went to get wedges. Nothing there. Oh, you feel my pain. No, but lettuce is in some places $11
Yes.
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah, yeah.
I was looking at it the other day. It was like $8 for a lettuce, and I said, "Bro, what's going on here?" And he goes, "Brother, it's gone crazy." But lettuce is expensive, but not because of inflation. Lettuce is expensive because of the rains. So all the rains that have happened, what happens is when lettuce grows, the soil needs a lot of air. So the rain goes into. I learned about this today. The rain goes into those air pockets, and these baby plants die.
Oh.
So they don't get a chance to grow.
Mm.
So there's actually a grower in Tasmania who's exporting to the mainland or sending it over here to the mainland, but they're having problems as well because of Ukraine and everything like that. Fertilizer prices have gone through the roof.
Yeah. Wow.
So lettuce is actually a separate case in point.
Oh, it's got okay.
It's not inflation. Apparently, it's the rains.
it's all of them to put together.
Well,
though,
it's
but
a perfect storm.
yeah.
I noticed in the mixed salad bags there was more rocket.
Yeah. You're like, hey,
People
where's-
are using
where's the
cabbage.
lettuce? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
People are using cabbage as lettuce.
Yeah. Which
Interesting.
is it's
So,
subhanAllah,
so
so interesting.
lettuce is going to be like a gourmet thing on the dinner table. Here's your leaf. Here's your leaf. It's like the bananas when the
because-
banana crisis happened in Somalian
Yeah.
households.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder. I wonder if the coriander in cold is it's truly coriander because it doesn't have the.
Yeah, it doesn't have the smell anymore, man. I noticed that as well.
Coriander, yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's
No,
probably plastic from China.
yes, exactly. There's no smell in that. Like,
Don't worry,
I couldn't find any coriander.
I'm,
I went
growing
shopping
some.
2 days ago.
I've
I
got
couldn't find
heaps,
any.
if you guys want any.
Bro, or we just start growing something else and make some extra cash.
And then I bought mint, and I couldn't do anything with the mint.
Astaghfirullah.
There's nothing you can do with the mint. It's a
Mint-
useless vegetable.
mint tea.
It's
Mint.
that's the only in food. If food you cannot do anything with it.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
What
you
do you
can.
do with mint?
With mint.
Mint leaves.
mint chutney.
Mint leaves, chuck it in your egg.
Mint.
Mint.
There's a lot of
Chuck it in your salad.
yeah.
It's not parsley.
You
It's,
can- no,
it's not
or
parsley
you
and
know
it's
what?
not.
Make
What's
it
the other one?
celery.
The
Coriander.
Lebos do it.
Coriander
The
parsley.
Lebos make that pizza with yogurt on top and then they put mint on top of it. It's
Yeah,
basically
in
powdered
yogurt.
full
Yeah,
of mint.
in yogurt. Yeah,
No, I
I
can't
don't
have
know what it's
yogurt. I
called.
can't have a pizza. So, I just have. That's what I'm saying. I've got no.
Oh,
like I try to put it in a
juicing.
salad and say this tastes bitter. Like this is.
you can put it in.
Yeah,
in-
fair
What,
call.
hey, does the juicing fill you up?
Oh, this was
Um,
last week's podcast, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You weren't here. You missed it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay.
You got to drink a lot of water. Yeah, I've been a bit like last week and a half. I've been.
Don't-
I've
be lax,
I've
man.
been stalling, and it's the potatoes, the vegetable
This-
that I discovered.
Oh,
That is,
yeah.
it's,
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Then tonight I went to the shops to get some things, and I said no, I'm not getting potatoes.
This whole podcast, since episode 1 to episode 42, has been the journey of Shaykh Khalid's weight loss.
Yeah, my waistline.
Of his waistline. And before and after photos, we've talked about that. We've taken
let's
some.
let's talk about Hajj. Hajj. What were we talking about? The Hajj
Yes.
ministry.
the Ministry of Saudi Arabia. So for Europe, US, and Australia,
Yeah.
So you have to apply online interest, show your interest, expression of interest.
It's 3 weeks out from Hajj.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they will choose a random draw of who goes.
And who actually arranges the Hajj?
No, what if it is you apply online,
Yeah.
they'll choose a random draw, then you go to a Hajj operator?
No.
They're doing the whole thing.
It's written that after
Look,
the random draw, you get the whole package from them.
From the Ministry of
Ministry
Hajj.
of Hajj, the whole package. You have a choice of package.
How much? Do you know how much your packages are?
No, but it's
I hope
Google it.
it's competitive.
no.
I hope it's competitive.
Google
You
it.
can't. You can't see until you throw
Get accepted.
expression of interest through.
Very interesting. If it is like the Umrah, look, I went 2 years ago before COVID hit. I went Umrah and people are going like themselves. Although it's expensive to travel at the moment, but that like I booked my own hotels in Makkah. You can choose whichever hotel. You don't have to stay in the 5-star hotel in the clock tower.
Yeah, but when
I booked on Booking.com like a standard hotel anywhere else. In Medina Munawwara, I did the same thing. I booked 15 minutes walk from the Haram. It's like $50 or $30 a night or something like that.
Yeah.
I booked it myself. Got nothing to do with the Hajj operator or Umrah operator. At that time, they had license.
So you book your own ticket?
Booked my own ticket to Skyscanner. Got my visa online. Standard like stuff, you know.
So it's an application on the application. I don't know.
If they are bringing that for Hajj and doing away with these Hajj operators who are charging exorbitant prices, many of them, I know that the prices have gone up. Like,
Exorbitant
prices and expense and
Sorry.
eye gouging rorts that are happening.
Yeah.
If those guys have made enough money, mashallah barik alayhim, Allah put a lot of barakah in their hajjas in their previous years. They made so much money.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, people have made millions in this business. Jazakallah
We
khair.
always get into
Allah
that.
reward you and accept all the properties that you bought since, and put barakah in them. But the people that have, if you can get rid of them,
Yeah, but they also provided a service.
they
You can't
provide a
say
service.
that. They did provide a service.
Yeah, but some of the things like they're selling visas to smaller groups for doing nothing extra, like charging.
So you're talking about certain operators. You're not just blanketing
That's
the
pretty
whole
common
place.
in the industry where they have visas, then they resell it to smaller groups, and those smaller groups like pay 1,000, 15, 2,000 more than that even per visa for them doing nothing extra, no extra services, just because they have the quota.
So it's
from
like
the
saying,
government.
hey, I've got the license.
If we can ditch that's gonna at least hopefully, if the Saudis are smart and competitive, and they can outdo these. I mean, they basically taking the whole supply chain.
Do you know what I think they'll do? I think they'll just they've probably realized, oh, hang on, we've got a massive cash cow here that we can get from the Hajj.
Well, that we haven't touched on.
Yeah, let's control it. This is
and they'll make money at every turn.
Yeah, this is
It's fine.
guaranteed.
It's fine.
Tourism.
Because they're dealing with mainly the Hujjaj they deal with are from third world countries.
Yeah,
Like the big groups: Indonesia, Pakistan, India, Turkey, Nigeria,
Australia.
These are all the. It's like 90% of the Hajjis are coming from obviously from Muslim countries.
yeah,
Most of them are third world countries. Those prices are very low, right? That's a good thing, because if they taking the whole picture in view, like they should be trying to charge sort of like a reasonable rate within line with all those other countries. Do you understand? Like we charge rates that may be competitive in par with like Indian rates. That'd be amazing for Australians, like in terms of saving, because it's very.
Oh, you mean, no, I don't reckon they'll do that.
No,
I
no,
reckon
it
they'll
might not-
charge according to Aussie rates, according to America.
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, look, because Australians, there's Pakistanis, Indians have Indian passports still, and
Oh,
Pakistani
they're
passports.
loving it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can apply through them as well.
Yeah.
And they do that, and they go Hajj with other countries. So what I'm saying is that I'm not sure the exact details of pricing, how competitive they will be.
Yeah.
If they can give a good price and good service, because I noticed this year we went Umrah and we were dealing with these organizations the government has appointed, and we've been like, I've dealt with them before as well. Mashallah, a lot of young people come into the industry.
Yeah.
And they're really
Yeah,
good. They were really
the
good.
majority of the population of Saudi is young.
No, but they were providing the Hajj services. And I remember one of the drivers, we were going for a ziyarah tour, and this driver it's a Pakistani guy, and unfortunately, he gave us attitude.
Yeah.
I said, we need to go this way, go see this place. He goes, no, this and that. And there was a young guy, I won't say his name, and he became a Saudi in 2 seconds. Not in a good way. Like I actually appreciate it. He said, why are you giving them attitude to Australians?
Yeah.
See, the problem there is it's not just we blame the Saudi. It's everybody. Like I said, there's good and bad. Like he goes, they're our guests. Why are you talking to them like that? Take them wherever they want to go. It's not your job to decide. And he got he was really he got upset for us. I had to pull him to the side. Go. don't get angry, calm down. Like I had to calm him down. I said, bro, like don't do that. Like don't.
You said that?
Huh?
You said that?
Yeah, to the Saudi. yeah. Oh, because I'm such a calm guy. So yeah,
Irfan, remember that. Just say, remember the Saudi guy on Hajj? Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. Yeah. And
Me, I want you back every
So
episode. This guy's gonna be like, that was his last episode.
if they can, inshallah, Allah give them tawfiq, they can do a good price, reasonable price, provide services, and actually do a good job. I don't mind if they take over the whole business.
They spend billions on the infrastructure.
Why shouldn't they make money off it? Why shouldn't they make money off it like to help their people and give them jobs? Why give jobs to people in Australia or other countries? You know, why not give it to them? They're the ones spending billions. Like they spend billions on the Jamarat.
Bro, I've seen it.
The Jamarat that thing costs $1 billion. Think about that for a thing that is a structure that's used 3 days a year.
Wow, yeah.
And the tunnels and so forth.
It's phenomenal. Just the thought that went into it. The process behind moving 2 million people within 3 days.
Even now there's a train, I think.
Yeah, there's
a train.
Yeah, the train's okay. Like between Makkah and Medina is a train. Between Jeddah and Makkah is a train. Between in the Jamarat, but it's far from where we're staying. It's not much use to Australians.
So there's there's a good side to going alone and going through, but there's another side to the coin, you know, because I know of someone who went there, like the way you went there, because you speak Arabic.
No. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference.
Like I know that those couples struggled. They actually struggled because lack of speaking Arabic was. They will go to the receptionist and ask a question in English, and they're like, "How you go?"
They'll get there, inshallah. Yeah, I think the more educated young people come up, and surprised the English is good. They're learning English, a lot of them, and they're trying to communicate. Look,
and a lot of them are studying overseas as well.
Yeah. Like those young guys, like they travel to Canada and they're with us, and they've been in the English-speaking world in the West. They know how we live. They've got a perspective which, and then that comes into the way they serve, because they know that what we like. I was trying to explain to a lecturer in Makkah. He's an English lecturer. He's from Pakistan, and I was talking to him.
He's an English lecturer.
Yeah. He's from Pakistan, but he's a professor, English teacher, right? And I was explaining to him. I was asking about, like, we're planning our ziyarah tours for hopefully, inshallah, I'm going to Umrah in September, inshallah, with the group.
Inshallah.
If we, so I explained to him, like, we wanted the tours. Australians like these. Australians are like this. And I said they don't like being judged. They don't like being criticized. There's people going to be coming like, because that's why they come to our group. But I was trying to explain to them the sensitivities of Australians.
Yeah,
like they're so sensitive about certain things. And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand what this is. He's dealt with people.
He can't get it.
Yeah, and one of the
one of the
ulama, if I remember correctly, one of the Sayyidina Khan from Medina Munawwara, when he came here in the 90s, he said, I've never met a people like you.
Yeah.
You're like he goes, you're like glasses or cups, and if you don't put padding between you got to just hit each other and break.
Yeah.
He goes, you guys walk on eggshells like all the time, like that's how we are.
Politically correct.
Yeah. We always like constantly, even the Muslim organization. You saw Ahmed, what he did before?
What?
He was
What did he do?
Before I was telling him like
the door
about fixing something, and he goes, "Don't say anything." But we're talking.
Don't say anything. It's on the podcast.
They don't know what it's about. But he said, "Oh, I don't want to upset the guy whose job is to do that. To ask him." I said, "Why would that person get upset? Just ask him. Just tell him." So like we have a very thin skin. Australians have a very thin skin, like in terms of if they feel they're being judged or critiqued or anything like that, they don't take criticism. I'm talking about myself. I was explaining to him about myself.
Do you think No, I don't know.
Compared to Pakistanis, Indians?
No, the thing with
He's a
Australians...
Pakistani, you have to explain to us that you guys can swear at each other, not in like a joking way or whatever, like actually say things, and it's like a water for ducks back. Like they don't actually... I explained, like you work in call centers. You work in call centers.
If somebody is, let me finish. If someone's wrong, and you get pulled up on it, you'll be like, all right, fair call.
Not always.
That's you. You've got the thin skin. Like,
no.
You're just never wrong.
The point I was trying to explain to him when
I'm never wrong.
When I understood, you don't know what you're talking about. That he when I had a chat with, then he understood. I said, yeah, they have these sensitivities. To consider that in whatever you're suggesting. Number one, number two is Australians we are spoiled for very good views ocean views, mountain views, whatever it is, scenery. I said, the way you do the tour, is there possibility that you can incorporate something where we like vistas and like, Australians like...
Bro, people are going for Hajj and for Umrah.
No.
I think you've gone too deep into this.
No, because as an operator, they're trying to help the operators plan and so forth. If you take them to like between two units, apartment buildings, and say, this is the place where Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, like you're in the middle of some apartment neighborhood. It's happened.
Yeah.
It's a very strange...
This is the place where Rasul Sallallahu
No,
Alaihi Wasallam...
he's been everywhere, right? But there's now it's like just downtown in an alleyway. And
That's so depressing.
it's very depressing. Like I went to
That
Badr.
is so depressing.
I was explaining to him like Badr, when I went to Badr, my reaction, I didn't go with the group. I was with the group. I took a side quest, a side trip to Badr. Like took a few brothers and we went there. And when we got there, the masjid where Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, like now, what do you think of Badr? What do you think, as an Australian, what's your expectation of Badr, what you read from Seerah?
Desert, few palm trees.
Nothing like that. It was a it was a place where the
water well.
You know what it was? You know what there was there? There was a part of it was like a a gravel storage place.
No.
Part of it was a
Oh man, that's killing it for
do you
me
understand
now.
what I'm saying?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm like, it's about Islam and history and so forth. So then, but in the center of town, or there's one place in town, they put a mural there. So then which is like what happened where. So you have sort of like a bigger picture, and you said, that's the mountain where Jibreel alayhi salam came with the angels. That's where the battle happened. But actual place when I was there, there's a guy, Pakistani guy, he's crying, right?
Yeah.
The Australians are sort of, okay. Like this is, it killed the whole vibe and mood of, this is why Maulana
There's
Zakaria.
a quarry there. I still can't get my brain past that.
It's not a quarry, it's a gravel like pile, like it's like the Bunnings back end sort of thing. I don't know what it was.
That just made it worse.
It was maybe they fixed it up afterwards. There was like a soccer place or some place they were playing. So that's fine, it's a field.
Speaking of Bunnings back end, how's my bike rack?
Oh, mashallah, man.
You have to come.
What is that, a
bike
wall
rack.
bike rack?
Yeah.
It's a wall
No,
bike
but
rack.
I agree with him. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, if I
no,
can.
but
I digress.
I don't know. You just what I'm saying, like it's for what I was trying to get was for Australians. The Saudis are getting better at understanding the type of
the
people,
tourism aspect of
the
it.
tourism aspect of it, and how to facilitate. Like even in the airport, like I went the what do you call it? When you put the barrier with the rope.
Yeah.
So I just went under. There's no one there.
Yeah.
So I just went through it, take a shortcut. Right, this Saudi guy came and he's about to give me a fine, and he's like angry. And then one of the brothers, he from Australia, is an Arab brother. He came, he said like he basically stopped me and said like, "There's no one there. There's no one there. It's totally empty."
Yeah.
So I just took a shortcut because I'm so lazy, and I went under it, which is nothing. Nobody would notice, but because he's been given the job.
But now that you're juicing, you would have done the whole lot.
Now, because he's been given the job of make sure people queue up, even though when there's no queue, like he doesn't still understand that sometimes you can
purpose
have a
of
little bit leeway.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, take a chill pill, Hakuna Matata. Then the Saudi guy.
Wait, Irfan's got. He's gonna drop it.
No.
Go.
I think that walk inspired him to lose weight.
Yeah, that guy's. So then when we went inside, when that Arab brother came, he said, "Listen," he goes, "You're right. The brother, I did something wrong, right? But your method of correcting and the way you're threatening for fines for like $2,000, some ridiculous amount of fine, And he said that is wrong. And then when we lined up in the second queue, like inside for the get our boarding pass or whatever, in the airport.
Yeah.
When we lined up there's another Saudi guy came, and he said, "I'm sorry about that."
Wow.
And he said, "I'm sorry about that they don't know how to deal with people." He's a Saudi. He's I said, "No, it's my fault," and whatever, and I humbled myself. And no. Yeah, but you see, like there's some people that have a depth of understanding. They know, like why this guy's making an issue out of nothing, and then there's another guy, and it's my fault. I tried to take a shortcut, but there was no one there. Actually, there was actually absolutely no one there. I'm just letting you know. I'm not cutting queues or anything like that. There's no one there. There's no security.
You know what it was? I'm the Imam here, Sheikh of Doncaster Mosque. All of you get out of my way.
You know what
There's
happened?
probably 40,000 Pakistanis.
Hey, we
just
got to
waiting
go.
there.
We'll have to continue next week, inshallah. I think we won't.
Whoa, abrupt.
Yeah. Like we do have. I actually have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for No, that's too abrupt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about you go and we'll deal with it?
No, I
He
gotta.
doesn't trust us. He does not trust us.
No.
All right.
Inshallah, we have a special guest next week.
Inshallah.
So our second guest, inshallah, a sheikh from Melbourne. And so tune in, inshallah.
You'll enjoy it.
We'll try to release these on Saturday evenings.
This guy's a proper sheikh, yeah?
This podcast will be released on Saturday evening. He's an artist, a
Calligraphist.
an artist, a sheikh, and a what else?
A rebel without a cause.
Yeah, a bit of a rebel he used to be.
With a cause.
And lastly, he's a tradie as well. So
Mashallah.
that's a very
Mashallah.
interesting package to have. Anyway, long time friend. Alhamdulillah, and inshallah you'll really enjoy it next week, inshallah, and an entrepreneur as well, inshallah. Barakallah fikum.
All right, just before we go,
It-
Alhamdulillah, Bilawila going back to family, going back to Bilawila. May Allah protect them, give them hidayah, and keep those kids safe. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Whew.
Jazakallah for
How was that?
having
How
us.
was that?
Assalamu
Should I
alaikum.
finish off with
Assalamu
that?
alaikum.
Whew.
Assalamu
Every
alaikum.
week.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right, everyone just wants to go. Assalamu alaikum.